Okay, this is how to make one of these, which is a visor for protecting yourself, and it is designed to be worn over the head, and it's simple to make, and it needs to be worn with a normal mask, face mask. It's not officially approved, no liability accepted, should be used in addition to the normal face mask to P2 or ideally P3 standard. These are the materials you need. Transparent A4 sheet, like a report cover. Insulation tape, standard electrical stuff. 15mm pipe insulation. Elastic, 1 inch wide. And carpet tape, double-sided carpet tape. Ideally 40mm wide, if not cut down 50mm wide when you trim. Tools required: penknife or bradawl and bradawl. You need a sharp point like a skewer to make holes. You need a knife or a kitchen knife to cut right through the pipe insulation. First, wipe work surface that you don't mind getting scratched or not knifed. Or put a board on top of Mum's kitchen table. Wipe it with disinfectant on a tissue. Disinfect all tools, just in case they've been used by someone that's infected, who knows. Wipe down everything, even your materials. Making the visor. 1. Take one sheet. Make sure you've only got one. There's 2 there. That's it. There we go. 1 sheet. Lay down flat. Next, measure a length of insulation. Make it about half inch shorter than the long side length of the transparent sheet. Cut through. Next, take the knife carefully, find the cut line where it would already be pre-cut, ready to put on a pipe. Slice it through, but when you slice it through, go right through and make sure it's nice and square so that both sides are the same. There we go, all the way down along, very, very carefully. Do it slowly and watch you don't cut yourself. You now have 2 halves. Use 1 half, place it so that the flat is on top. Take your double-sided tape, just draw it across, make it just a little bit longer than the current thing. Be careful you get it as middle as you can. Very gently press it on from the centre outwards to try and reduce the amount of air entrapment, because you want 2 seals at the top. There we go. Right. Cut that off. Trim it to size. Right, now we've got to stick this to the top of the visor. This is the tricky bit. Someone with a long nail, it's easier, but they're very, very thin. You've got to get the cover off. There we go. Now, this is the bit where you've got to be careful. You've got to make sure that it's right on the edge, very, very close to the edge. Make sure there's a little bit of gap on each end, each side of the mask. Here we go. Now push it in on firmly, all the way down, all the way along. It's now fixed to the mask. Next, peel off the insulation tape. Ideally, turn it around on the edge of the table. Stick it just on to tidy up the end, like that. Trim it off. Turn it over, lap it over, just to make it neat. Do the same on the other side. Trim the corners of the visor. You can do this before or after you put the insulation tape on. Doesn't matter too much. Just trim the corners because they're just a little bit sharp maybe. It's better to be safe than sorry. I try and curve it a little bit with the scissors. Next, take your skewer. Start from the visor end. Start in about an inch away from the end. Rattle the hole through, just like that, straight as you can, right through, mind your fingers. Do the same the other side. Try not to touch the visor too much because you don't want sticky fingerprints all over it. Right, now you need to enlarge the holes so it's got a vertical strip. So open them up to about ½ inch wide, something like that. There we go, don't overdo it. Again, the other side. That's to get the plastic through. Next, take the elastic. Here I haven't got much left now, but this will be more than enough for two. But you need about 18 inches, which is about that much. So you've got about 3 inches over the end, like that. Now, you've got to roll the end of it. The reason for this is you've got to be able to get it through that hole that you've made fairly easily. So I hold it like that, put the insulation around like this. It's not going to be that neat, but just do it as tight as you can so that you've got a little point on the end so that you can feed your elastic through easily. Make sure you cover at least an inch, but I would go just a little bit more. Pull it as tight as you can, cut it off with the scissors on your fingers. Right, there we go. Now you see I've got a bit of fluff on the end, I'll trim that off as well. Right, now you've got to get it through the hole. Start from this side, push it in, twist, twist, keep your finger near to the hole on the back, keep trying, keep twisting, keep pushing, and there she comes out the other side. Pull it through, try not to pull the tape off, so you need to keep twisting and pushing through. Don't forget the foam squashes a bit to help. Now you got it through. Now you've got to tie this end, and you'll see that it brings it round the corner. The important thing is that you've got to tie it tight. Nice and tight, double knot. Don't want it coming undone. Right, now you've got to do the same the other end to finish off. And there's your visor finished with the elastic tied each side. As you see, fairly tight. Even with glasses, I can wear one over the top of a normal mask. All you got to do now, wipe it with disinfectant both sides, put separate tissue in a bag, and then you're ready to put the next one on top.